Hello guys, welcome back. So hope you are all doing well. So yes, as part of our Microsoft 365 learning videos. So in the last session we have gone through this Office 365 Admin Center and we have discussed about the basic things on the Admin Center. What are all the things available in Admin Center? How we can leverage those services and all. So it was a very basic videos about this Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So today I'm planning to walk you through this Azure Active Directory Admin Center, and we will be discussing about what are all the capabilities Azure Active Directory is having, and how we can leverage this Azure Active Directory in various purpose with respect to Microsoft 365 and its services. So without delay, so let's move on to this topic. So here, as I shared the URL, this is the URL to log into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, admin.microsoft.com. So once you logged in, so I have a global administrator permission. So that's the reason it is showing all the admin centers. So if you're having a specific admin role, let's say for Azure Active Directory, you may have the user administrator or something, then you will be seeing only Azure Active Directory admin center only. You're not able to see this security and endpoint. Even if it is showing, you're unable to access them, right? So let's go into this and explore Azure Active Directory. So you can go to the Azure Active Directory by clicking this option, or otherwise you can directly go to portal.azure.com. That is also will take you here, take you to this Azure portal. There you can come to this option, Azure Active Directory. So since I directly clicked the Azure Active Directory, it is directly take me to this Azure Active Directory Admin Center. So this Azure Active Directory, so the name itself you can able to identify it as Active Directory. It is collection of the users accounts and objects to provide access and manage access and all. So in this Azure Active Directory, we are going to we are going to explore about the options available, various options available in this panel. Basically this left side panel, what are all the things is available in the left side panel. So when we are going into one option, then we will be having multiple options. That is also I will try to cover. Yeah, so let's first go to this. So this is the uh, overview or the home page of the Azure Active Directory, you could say. So in this Azure Active Directory, you will be seeing the name of the tenant, and the tenant is something we will be calling Azure account. We will be calling as tenant. Okay, so see one Azure account, or one, by using one account you can create multiple Azure Active Directory, multiple Azure subscription and all. Okay, but when it comes to the tenant, it's fall under one account name, right? So let's say for this tenant, this is a tenant ID. For this Active Directory, we'll be calling Azure Active Directory ID as tenant ID. So this is a tenant ID. So this will be, you can use it for you need this tenant ID when you are using a PowerShell, and when you are integrating with external applications, like if you wanted to integrate some SAP solution, or you wanted to integrate some cloud based security solution, integrate with Azure Active Directory, that time you need this tenant IDs, right? So this is a name, so you can modify this name if you want, but this is a name actually as per my what I given while I creating the account. This is a name I provided. Okay, so this is a user count. It is with my Azure Active Directory. So these are all the groups I have in the Azure Active Directory, and the application, how many application I have registered under this Azure Active Directory. Okay, and the devices, if you have enrolled any devices, that is also will reflected in devices. So Azure Active Directory is a complete package. You can manage users, group, applications, devices, and everything in this one single place. There is central place, we could say it. Okay, so you can see my license is Azure AD Premium P2. So there are various Azure AD license available in market. One is Premium P2, that's a top level license, and Premium P1 Azure AD free license also there. Okay, so these are all the licenses with respect to Azure AD. So this is a tenant level license, but this license, will be automatically reflect here based on the license what you procured. Okay, if you procured Azure AD Premium P2 license, it will be showing here. If your tenant is only having, if your users are having, or if you purchase only Azure AD Premium P1 licenses, then the P1 license name will be showing here. Okay, so this is a home page. You can see here the security score for identity. So basically it will give the how much secure your Azure Active Directory is. So here it is showing only 16.07% for me. So when you are working in a organization or real-time scenario, you have to keep as much as high possible this security score. So the high the security score, it is uh, difficult to break or difficult to hack. Okay, and here it is showing the Azure AD Connect. If you wanted to synchronize this Azure Active Directory with your Active Directory, I mean Windows Active Directory, that is also can be done. If you have done that, then that is also will be showing that here. So that are all high level session. So we will be talking about those things in our upcoming advanced level videos. And this access reviews and all, again, it's a high level topic, so we'll be talking about these things one by one. So the main agenda of this video is to cover what are the things available in Azure Active Directory. Okay, so you can see here, as I said, you can create multiple Active Directory under one account. So this is my account. If I go here, let's say I'm clicking this manage account. Here I can create multiple Active Directory, right? If you want, I can create multiple Active Directory. In the configuration, I have to give the name and the domain. So the domain, by default, Microsoft will provide on Microsoft.com domain. So this is not internet routable, or I mean, this is not a custom domain. So whatever the name you are giving, let's say if I am giving Microsoft 365 123, so it has to be unique, then only it will take. If I give something which is already taken by someone, it won't pick. See, it's already used, so it has to be unique. Okay, so whenever you are creating the account, it is ending with this domain name Microsoft. Okay, see, it will be ending with user1 at the rate of Microsoft 3651232 dot on Microsoft.com. So this domain is provided by Microsoft. This is a primary domain, we could say. So the other domains, whatever the domain you purchase from the GoDaddy or other DNS, I mean domain service provider, that can be called as custom domain. So that is also can be integrated. But while you are creating the new Active Directory tenant, it will be having the Microsoft primary domain, that is dot on Microsoft.com, and in the prefix of whatever the name you are giving it. And here you can decide where the country and I mean the database, basically the database location of this Active Directory, because this data are all storing somewhere in the backend. Okay, so that location we have to pick. So if you are pick United States, then all the account user you are creating, their user location also has to be associated with these things, then only you can assign license. So that is also the use cases we will be seeing in our next videos. Okay, so this is how you have to create a new Active Directory. So I already have one Active Directory, so I don't want to create one more. If you want, you can create it. There is no charges for this. It will not be having any licenses. You just will create one Active Directory, Azure Active Directory. You have to procure the license and all. Then only you can able to use another Azure Active Directory which is you willing to create. So here you can find the preview features. So what are the preview features they are making available on this Azure day-to-day basis, and monthly, yearly they are releasing these new features. Microsoft is keep working on this cloud platform and implementing new things every day. So they are making these changes. They are making the visualization change. They are adding features. So everything can be found here. So if you wanted to try out something, you can enable it and you can try that out. So these are all the things they have released recently. See the release date and all they have mentioned, and they have mentioned as in available state. And if you want, you can utilize that by turning on it. Okay. So let's go to the users. So under users, you will be having this option. So here you can go ahead and create your user account. So here only you will be creating your user account. So in Azure Active Directory, there is no OU concept here. So all the user account you are creating just fall under here only. So the segregation you can able to do it by adding to the security group only. There is no OU concept in Azure Active Directory. Okay, the OU concept and all there in Active Directory, but here we don't have to apply any policies and anything or to the group of users. Then we have to use a security group only, right? So here you can see I have created the users, 3 users I have created as a members, right? If you wanted to create a new user, you can go ahead and create it from here. And this is for download users. If you download this, it will download all the users info with certain information that also can be leveraged for your reporting purpose. And bulk operation is available, so you can create a bulk creation of account. So see, Microsoft is providing this feature like bulk create, bulk invite, bulk delete. So if you wanted to, let's say your organization wanted to create 100 users, that time you cannot go ahead and create one here and creating one by one, right? So instead of that, what you can do is if you click this bulk create, it will download a template. So fill the template and fill the relevant information, then upload it here. It will take care of the bulk creation. That is, we will take in the next session how to go to the bulk operation. So in this session, so Azure Active Directory, so you will be seeing the audit logs, sign in logs, deleted users. So deleted users is if you are deleting the user, that can be found in deleted users. Password reset, if you wanted to reset any user's password, that can be done. User settings. Okay, so user settings is something we can define here. What are all the things user can do? You can limit basically users action here. Okay, so whatever you are mentioning here, it is like tenant level policy, right? It will impact all the users. Okay. And the groups. So in this Azure Active Directory, you can create, there are there are multiple groups available in Office 365, Microsoft 365 group, security group, mail enabled group, distribution list group. So the distribution list group and mail enabled group can be created only from the Microsoft 365 portal only here. In this, if you go here you can able to create, because it's need to have the email address and email licensing and all. So all the email related, if you wanted to create a email account for someone, you can utilize here instead of creating here. Okay. So in this Azure Active Directory, you can, the security groups, we can create security groups as well as Microsoft 365 group. And if you wanted to assign the Azure AD role, that also can be assigned to the group. Then that, let's say if you wanted to assign the global administrator role via one security group, so you can name as the security group as a global administrator and assign the role by clicking this here. You can click here and assign it, so that later on you can add the people over that group, then they will be getting that administrator role here. Okay, so this is about users and groups. And external identities. So the external identity is something you can define about the external identity. It's a very big topic. We have to take this as a separate uh, video. So it's basically external identities is it's to manage the external identities. So whosoever is accessing your environment, whosoever you are inviting to collaborate, how you can limit their access in your tenant. That can be controlled from here. This is a tenant level policies. So whatever you are configuring, this will affect on the tenant level with respect to the external identities. Okay, you can see here the user flow, API connector, subscription, terms of use. You can create a terms of use and you ask the external identity to first accept your terms and conditions, and you can review their access periodically, and if needed you can revoke them as well, right? And then the next option is roles and administrator. So the roles and administrator is basically it will give the available Azure AD rules. So these are all the role based access you can give into anyone to manage the particular service under the Azure Active Directory or under the Office 365 services. So when you are, if you are giving the application administrator, they can only do the application administrator task only. They can't create user account. They can't reset the user password like that. So there are so many administrator role available here. Microsoft keeps adding the uh, least privileged role as per the suggestion from the customer and all. So it's keep adding. You can see here this is the recently introduced updated rule. So this is was not there, but recently they have added. So whatever they are recently adding, that they will provide it with this tag, green tag. So you can easily segregate that. I mean, which what are the things is newly came in this roles assignment feature. So this roles assignment is only affect Azure Active Directory and Office 365. It does not affect Azure subscription level permission. Okay, keep in that mind. And administrative unit. So administrative unit, you can create administrative unit, and basically you are logically segregating your users or employee teams. Like HR team, you can create one administrative unit, and you can manage those users, and you can provide one administrator for to manage that particular HR department alone, like that. And enterprise administration. So the enterprise administrator, so here you will create your new application to use the API connector. So if you wanted to interact any of the application, wanted to access Azure AD users and groups or any other Office 365 services and data, they have to create one, they have to register one application here, and this application will interact uh, on behalf of that particular application, and we have to provide some permission also. So this basically this enterprise application is nothing but to integrate external application with your uh, Azure Active Directory. So this enterprise application you can by using this you can configure the SSO also. So that is also we will cover in our upcoming videos. And this identity governance. So this is basically identity production and governance part. So it will be having multiple options like access review and how to protect and your user identity, hypervisor user identity and everything. So that can be we can see those kind of informations here. And application proxy. So the application proxy is something, if you wanted, let's say your organization having on-premises application, and users wanted to access that application via internet or via their mobile devices. So that time you can bring the application under this Azure Active Directory by using this enterprise application or application registration option. So this is the application registration. So once you bring that application here, then application proxy is safely tunneling your on-premise application and your I mean VoEOD device or users who are trying to access through the internet. So the application practice will do that particular task. You can see here we can configure SSO also, because when you are registering an application in Azure Active Directory, we can able to enable the SSO. See, application practice provides single sign-on and secure remote access for web application hosted on premises. This is the exact definition of this application proxy. And this is a custom security attributes, like how AD is providing the attributes. You can add multiple attributes. So the same way, now they are recently introduced it with Azure AD. Earlier it was not there. So whatever the option it's coming while you are creating the user account, that is the attributes you can see. And additionally you will be seeing limited attributes only, but now they are adding custom security attributes. By using the security attributes, whatever the fields you wanted to include, let's say if you wanted to add a blood group, that is also can be added for each user. But by default, Azure AD is not having, while you are creating the user account, it does not have. So like that. So the licenses, so whatever the licenses you are having, that can be managed from here, as well as from the Office 365 portal also you can able to manage the licenses. Okay. And Azure AD Connect, as I said, Azure AD Connected is to sync your on-premises Active Directory with Azure Active Directory. So we will do the demo also for your better understanding. Custom domain, I already told what is custom domain. Mobility, MDM and MAM, this is an Intune portal. But it will be showing here only the option. So once you click here, then it will take you to the Intune portal. Okay, password reset. So Microsoft 365 or Azure Active Directory have the capability to provide self-service password reset. So that can be configured or set from here by using this password reset option. So we should be having the enough licensing for that to enable this option. Okay. Company branding. So as I said in the previous videos, the organization don't want to use the same Outlook what they have given, what Microsoft is given. Outlook in the sense the view of the portal, right? So some organization wanted to, so instead of Azure Active Directory, they wanted to show their logo and all, right? So those kind of customization we can do in the place of company branding. User settings, I think I have showed this under the user itself. Properties, so what are the properties is available. uh, I said, right, we can able to edit this Azure Active Directory name, that is also can be done here. And the location, this is the location data center I have created while creating the Azure Active Directory. Okay. So the security, so the security is a major point, or very crucial point we need to discuss with respect to Azure Active Directory. Because of the reasons only I told, my Azure is the best cloud technologies to work and to use, because it is providing all the security solution all together. You're not finding this much of security solution provided by AWS or Google, I mean GCP, right? So that's the reason. So you will comes to know why I referred Microsoft as a one-stop solution for the cloud platform, right? So let's move on. Security, under security we'll be having multiple options. What is allowed we will discuss later on. Again, the sign in logs, audit logs, provisioning logs, it is not basically logs. Log analytics, if you wanted to store your logs, you can be configured here. Diagnostics, test settings, logbooks, usage and insight. So bulk operation results. So bulk operation results, if you are doing any bulk operation, that results can be seen here. Okay. So these are all the services or options available under Azure Active Directory. So there are some services we need a P2 license. let's say for this Active Directory identity governance, this is all we need premium P2, and to use MDM we need EMS E3 license or E5 license or standalone Intune license. Okay, and the security, there are some security options available under like the conditional access policy, identity protection. So the identity protection, again we need a P2 license, and what else? Yes, and this conditional access policy and all can be used with the P1 license itself. Okay, and privileged identity access. So just in time access, that also is one of the feature provided by micro Azure Active Directory. For to use that facility we need a premium P2 license. Okay, so these are all about the Azure Active Directory. So we will go one by one how to use each options. We will deep dive about each and every option in our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching our videos. Hope it's really helpful for you. And if you are facing any issues or any difficulties, or if you are unable to understand any of the topics or few of the services in under the Azure Active Directory or Office 365, please feel free to put that in the comment section. So I will be try to answer your queries. And yeah, that's for the day. So yeah, if you have any questions, please put it in the in our comment. And if you are not yet subscribe our channel, please subscribe and share our channel links to your friend whosoever willing to learn Microsoft 365.